Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "How much more grievous are the consequences of anger than the causes of it?" Think about that for a second. It's not the insult, the betrayal, or the traffic jam that destroys your day. It's your reaction to it. It's the flame you fuel with your ego, your need to be right, your inability to let go. But what if you could choose not to be angry? What if you could walk through chaos, untouchable? That's the power the Stoics live by. And today you will discover how to claim it. 1. Anger is weakness disguised as strength. People often think that rage is power, that shouting louder makes you dominant. But Epictetus taught us that any person capable of anger is a slave, not to a master, but to himself. You think you're winning when you lash out, but really, you're losing. You're handing over control to the very thing you hate. True strength? It's staying calm when the world tries to provoke you. The warrior is not the man who fights. The warrior is the one who chooses not to. 2. What you control and what you don't. At the very heart of Stoicism is this: control what you can, accept what you can't. When someone cuts you off in traffic, insults you online, disrespects you at work, you can't control their words, their actions, their ignorance, but you can control you. Seneca wrote, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." Anger is the test, and how you respond, that is your proof. 3. Reframe everything. Marcus Aurelius reminds us. Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. That's not denial, that's power. It means you decide what something means. Is that criticism a personal attack? Or is it a mirror, a chance to grow? Is that disrespect a tragedy, or a reminder to stand tall with grace? When you reframe, you reclaim control. Veer to pause. Then choose. The Stoics mastered the art of the pause, because between stimulus and response, there's a sacred space, and in that space lies your freedom. You don't need to reply instantly. You don't need to prove anything. You breathe. You assess. You ask, what would a wise man do now? And you act, not from emotion, but from purpose. 5. Anger never solves, only escalates. Think about every time anger got the best of you. Did it fix anything? Or did it make things worse? Did it bring clarity or chaos? Seneca said, "Anger is like a falling rock which breaks itself to pieces upon the very thing it crushes." You think you're throwing fire, but you're the one who burns. 6. Detachment is power. When you detach from the outcome, the ego dissolves. You don't need to win the argument. You don't need to be admired, agreed with, understood. You just act according to your nature, which is reason, wisdom, and virtue. The opinions of others? Not your concern. Your own actions? That's all that matters. 7. Train your perception. Epictetus taught his students. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. And that's something you train. Daily, you don't wake up enlightened. You build that mindset by observing your emotions, catching your anger before it bursts, and asking yourself, is this worth my peace? The answer is almost always no. 8. Replace anger with compassion. The Stoics weren't cold or robotic. They believed in justice, fairness, and virtue. But when someone behaves poorly, it's not a reason to rage. It's a chance to understand. Epictetus would say, when someone does you wrong, say to yourself, it seemed right to him. That doesn't mean excusing bad behavior. It means realizing if someone is cruel, they are suffering. If they're unjust, they are ignorant. And if they provoke you, they are lost. Don't follow them into the fire. Stay in the light. Final truth. Anger is a habit you can break. You weren't born angry, you learned it. And what you learned, you can unlearn. With discipline, with awareness, with practice. The Stoics didn't claim to be perfect. They slipped too, but they trained daily, journaling, reflecting, rehearsing hardship in their minds, so that when the storm came, they were ready. You can be ready too. Next time something or someone pushes you, don't react. Respond with calm, with wisdom, with the silent strength of someone who has mastered themselves. Because in a world of chaos, the most dangerous person is the one who cannot be disturbed.